Welcome to the stream. It's been a couple days. I was originally planning to stream Monday. I wanted to stream uh, yesterday, but emergency happened, so I couldn't do that. You know, just another case of life continually trying to screw me over, both either physically or emotionally. So it always comes like this. So it's always just something. Uh, no, I don't have to capture voice. Okay, I was just looking at some things. But anyway, you know, good morning. I mean, not good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And so what I wanted to do today, besides just the usual, like, oh, let me just play some Zero for an hour and then get railed by RNG and everything, and then just decide to like AFK quit like I normally do. But instead, I actually wanted to have a discussion, a nice just small discussion stream on Saturday afternoon. Uh, listen to some tunes that won't get me shut off Twitch, and then we'll go and end the stream with the car fight for the Zero stuff to make me like get angry and upset. I think that's a good trade off, right? So with that, let me switch over to this. So one of the first things I actually wanted to talk about was more so about there was actually there's a person on Discord actually linked me to a discussion from Yugioh, but I think it's also I also thought about like how it works, but I wanted to talk more first about. Let me actually like put the music on, but like lower it down, not all the way. Somewhere like that. I think that'd be good. Let me see the sound. Okay, I think the sound should be pretty good. If not, like let me know. But one of the things. Well, this is like the original thing. It started with Team APS kind of having tweeting about you don't have to be good at Yu-Gi-Oh to enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh, and then it got into a long thread by a different content creator. You know, can someone tell that to my Twitch chat the past 2 weeks? And they were really talking about how Yu-Gi-Oh player, how being kind of a casual Yu-Gi-Oh player is hard because you're always looked at like, oh, you need to play this. You gotta do it this way. You gotta be competitive. Your deck is, that deck is trash and ain't gonna win no tournament. You gotta play something else. You know, this is just a bit, but more so, it starts with this. I don't know what happened. I never claimed to be good at Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm not sure what some people expect. I'm doing my best, and it's really hard to have fun. Everyone is super critical of decks you play and how you play them. Full stop. I'm really embarrassed to be a casual player sometimes because I feel like I'm being analyzed from a competitive lens no matter what I do, and a lot of competitive players really make you feel like if you don't play like them, then you're garbage. That's that's a really that's not just in Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's mostly in a lot of card games at times. But it also depends on like I think that's also in a lot of card game like communities, and it's such a hard thing to really deal with because everybody because like there's always gonna be like those competitive players who are like, oh, if we don't play this deck with this deck and this deck, then like this deck or this deck, optimally the best deck. What are you even doing in the tournament? Like, how you gonna bring I don't know. I don't know what's a really bad deck. How you gonna bring UAs to a YCS, especially at the top, or or just in general. Like, what? How are you gonna bring UAs to a tournament, and everybody out here got all the best decks and things? Like they're gonna judge you because you wanted to bring something you could afford and something you really enjoyed, something you had built up on. You know, I hope I'm getting the point across, but it's basically like it is kind of like a hard thing, and this is primarily about Yugioh. And then it kind of came up to this tweet right here. Everyone always wondered why no one wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or how we can grow a community, and honestly, it's not a mystery. The learning curve is too steep, cards aren't accessible, and the way people treat new players is appalling, period. And almost every tweet after this is effectively just like, yeah, it's agreeing. Now, this isn't supposed to be about Yu-Gi-Oh! But but it's more so about accessibility in card games. And then MBT kind of talks about the accessibility in card games and stuff like that. But accessibility to me should be straight up a priority when you're trying to create a card game. Now, obviously, it shouldn't be the priority because the priority is making money as the company. But you should be able to keep a rotation of people wanting to play your game, new players coming in, and have new players coming in that actually want to play the game. Like the fact that this is and that's why I'm really happy about what Vanguard had did to try and bring in new players, $5 start decks. We're gonna change a different format, etc., etc. It really helped the game get better. Not better. It really helped try and reset the entry point for new people trying to get into the game, and that's very important. Like you as a company should always be wanting to make money, but you should also want people to want to play your game in general. And so when hold on, is this the no? This is not it. It's supposed to be here later. So then a lot of conversations came up, and it came to he discussed MBT put it up here, and it's he was talking about you have to do so much stuff, and everyone's gonna be like, I think I lost supply here a little bit. I'm sorry. But accessibility should be important. Hold on, just 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to take a phone call. But accessibility is something that should be a priority as you're releasing your card game. And I say this because I look at what Yu-Gi-Oh has done, and it's not unlike what Vanguard had done in the past at points. You have very, very high staples that are $40, $50. Remember $50 Chrome Dragon next stages in G era. Now, granted, Yu-Gi-Oh's staple problem has way bigger prices than what that has. But, a really big issue is when your game kind of becomes too priced out for even like casuals. Excuse me. Like I'll say this like let's see, let's go to TCG player and Yugioh. What's like a, I don't know. What was it? You're talking about Droplet. What was it? Forbidden Droplet? Yeah. Look at it. Forbidden Droplet being a secret rare that's pushing, that is $120 to $130. What on earth is that? Oh, thanks for the follow, Spec. I'm surprised you went for before, but anyway. So yeah, $120 you're talking about for a card that really is so powerful not having your deck. There's no real compensation for not having it. You can't effectively go to a tournament and take this. You can't go to a tournament and like, you're already at a spot where it's like, you know, your opponent has spent more money to get this card that you can't beat because you don't have that same card. You're walking in. It makes like people not want to enter tournaments because, well, my opponent is literally richer than I am, and has all these busted cards, or cards that are really good, but are like $120, $150. Like, what other things? Triple Tactics Talent. You know, $110. For what? Only because it has, if your opponent activates a monster effect during the main phase, draw some cards, take control of opponent's monster, and that's a lot to put on one card and be like, oh, you gotta spend $100 or else you can't play the game. Because it's just purely generic. What is it, Nadir Servant? Oh, it's a Dogmatica spell. $90 for, you know, a meta deck. For meta decks like best spell card because it's a secret rare. You know what? That brings me to this. You know, I'm just gonna go on a Yu-Gi-Oh tangent because I've always wanted to think about this. I've always wanted to talk about this. I really hate TCG Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't hate Yu-Gi-Oh the game. I just hate what the TCG has done to it and how absolute trash it has become. Because a lot of this stuff is cool, right? This Dogmatica seems cool. You know, Shaddolls would be cool. Invoked and whatnot, etc., etc. Like, the game, I think, has some balancing issues, but other than that, like, you know, it just needs a good ban list. But my issue comes with the fact that this game is so hard to get into as a casual player. Because all these archetypes have cards that are like secret rares, whose good cards and good upgrade support are now secret rares, not secret layers. That's an entirely different problem I have. But you know, seek all these secret rares, which are hard to really get. Ice Dragon's Prison, you know. This is $50 for a trap card. $50 for a trap card, which is alright, but it's an ultra? It's an ultra? Oh Jesus. Okay. That still brings up, but it's still just like, oh goodness. But just kind of like shows like this, like Ash Blossom having like multiple reprints is good, because this card at peak was $100. Now it's like the original is still $50, $50, $60. But that's the original. You've had one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 additional printings since then, and they're all like around 20 or so. The common from the structure deck is still $20. It pays for the structure deck. Like when you got that structure deck on release, like if you got that structure deck on release and it was like $15, now it's like you make your money back just from selling the common ash blossoms. That that's kind of cool, but I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But you see this, not that. I don't think I pulled anything else up. Let me go back. When we're talking about but like freaking not $100 base for one card. That's crazy to me. Like, so you gotta spend $300. You gotta spend $300 just to actually get your deck, like, to even, you ain't even got the other spells, monsters, or traps in your deck already. Like an archetype. An archetype's main card is $90. And then I just showed what was it, Forbidden Droplet? No, Triple Tactics Talent, which is a secret. Hold on, let me take this drink. Secret, $110. And then this Forbidden Droplet card, which I've heard of, is $117. Let me look up Phantasme. Nope, that's not how you call it. Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. Let's look at this. This card, wow, it dropped hard with the other like reprints, huh? But this card's original printing, is $32. It was still like $110. That would price me out of like Solomon Greats initially, because I didn't want to pay $300 for a side deck card. Like, you didn't even really play this in the main deck most of the time. You played this in a side deck. Like, your side deck is expensive constantly. It's not just at points like, oh, this is a rare occurrence. No, this has happened a lot of times in Yu-Gi-Oh's lifestyle time. Let's look at lightning something. What was it called? It's Yugioh. Let's just search for Yugioh. Yugioh. Probably looking at Hydro somewhere. Lightning Storm. Yeah. Thank you. Such a generic name, so it's so weird. But yeah, Lightning Storm. Freaking Lightning Storm, $112. Also, what the heck was that other card? $120 for a side deck card. You're not putting this in your main deck. You're more likely not playing this most of the time. Now, depending, it's completely optional for your matchup, but it's still so good. You have to run. You still kind of have to put it in your side deck. Now, obviously, it's obviously just like, thank God Dr. Lure got Nibiru got reprinted. So like some of the actual like modern issues, like the issues like cards that are very, very strong in pull for your side deck with Souls instead, good. But then it's like, man, I also didn't even know it got a prismatic secret rare. No, it got a starlight rare. Oh my god. Like, we can't even get the normal card here, and you want to make it a starlight rare, meaning there's two already like hard copies to get of a pretty big card. Yeah, everyone wanted it. Yeah, everyone wanted it. It was so good. But you know what it was? Hold on. But you know what else is another problem with Yugioh? Oh, not MTG. Not Magic. Went too hard. Let's look at is that gonna tell me the rarity? Okay. Card database seems cool, but it's not what I need. Wikipedia, you gonna tell me? I ain't Storm Jam. It's gonna tell me like it's rarity, English set, other languages, Japanese. I don't really care about this TCG player plus. I'm trying to look for its rarity. Japanese is just so. It was a super. It had a super rare. It was a super rare in Japan, and then got a secret. Had a secret version, and was 20th secret rare. What is that? What is the 20th secret rare? Oh, it's supposed to be like a. Oh, it's like the Starlight rare version of 20 secret rare. So it's supposed to be like a super secret rare. So I had 3 printings, and it was a super rare in Japanese, but it got bumped to being. Oh, that will come into play later. Bumped into just being a secret. That's another thing with the. You know, I actually will pull this up. Look at this. Look at this. 20 yen for this one little dinosaur. But then you look at TCG Player, and this thing is $68. $68 because it got bumped up to a secret and probably got short printed. Actually, let's look it up right now. What was the card's name? Man, that's such a jank name. Animadorned? There we go. What's the price now? 68.01. 68.01. It went up. It went up a cent. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh, that's funny. So you really got everybody effed up trying to be like, let's get this card that is 20 cents, bumped it up from that to a secret rare only that is really good. No, I think this was a common, right? Was this a common? I think that's. Let's see. What was it in OCG? Common and OCG in Japan and Korea. You are out your damn mind. If you think I'm paying $68 for a card that was literally a common in its original printing, that's what makes me so mad about Yu-Gi-Oh right now. It's like they get like they release a set in Japanese, find out which cards are actually kind of good, then rarity bump them, screw the actual. It's like screw the actual like rarity of the original, and then you see that, and then you see this, you gotta pay $68 for Barney the dinosaur over here. Barney the Driposaur. Hey Capster, how you doing? Right now we're just talking about I don't know how it got on this. Like, originally we were just talking about kind of like accessibility in card games, and then it kind of just jumped to the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh is probably like the least accessible game right now. I'm doing all right. Uh, the start of the year has just not been kind to me, but I'm managing. I'm managing. But anyway, we look at onto the topic. I look at I look at this and I'm just like, you really, you like. I just look at this and I look at Combining Madness. Like, you really did this. This is a common. This right here, this little like dinosaur was a common. It's worth 20 cents. I mean, 20 yen, and it's worth 68 here. What was it? And it's not like this is like old. It's the same price now. Wait, what? you can. What is this? What is it? Where did this come from? Paying for interest. You can put payments on a used to be common. I've never seen this before, but that's wild. Well, I guess that's the problem. Is like the card needs a reprint, but the problem is I was supposed to set it straight up. Japanese common, $35.97. To import it, you pay more than the actual price, because you can actually like import it from Japan. But like, the fact is, this should never have been a secret rare to begin with. And another thing that bothers me about hold on, I am playing Overdress. I don't have an actual like complete nation I want like main. I bought all the start decks because you know I can for a reasonable price. Hint hint. But I'll probably just stick with Dragon Empire and maybe Dark States, and just keep building on that. Okay, so let me actually like unzoom this. I don't know how I got to like 120%. Actually, this is fine right here. Okay, so anyone want to take a quick guess as to what this is? Also, thanks Kebabster for the follow. If you guessed all the rarities of the OCG for like the high rated cards in the most recent set, which is a Dawn of Majesty, you would be right. Because this is all their high rarity cards, or I think so. This is all the high rarity like base cards, and you see multiples of these cards, right? This is super. I think this is like a secret, and this is like their Starlight version. So you've got like 3 versions of a pretty good card. You have this synchro, which people are gonna be like, oh, you know, this synchro's actually kind of busted. There's 4 versions of this card apparently. 4 versions. And there's like some reprints. Well, I don't think it's 4 versions, but definitely like you could tell that the rarity is like, it's definitely not what's going to be, which is a secret rare. It's going to be a $80 secret rare. We all know it. You know, we just look at this just like, bruh. It's like you have a normal rarity, and then some cards get a secret rare. A secret rare version. Like there's 20 secret rares. So it's like, you know, there's 20 secret rares that usually happen. So 20 of these cards get a rarity bump, but there's still a cheaper version. Meanwhile, Lightning Storm over here, got a 1 per 2 case alternate version into TCG. In fact, it only got a super secret and then a starlight. It doesn't even have the super. It's just a secret. Which, you know, when you think about it, it's like, why aren't there... Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like one of the few games where their cards don't have multiple, like... Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was reading this tweet from MBT originally, and he was talking about, you know, some, you know, I was reading this original tweet. I forget what it was that made us, actual, like, where's the tweet I saw? What was this? Oh yeah, it was Nim Nim. Nim Nim made me want to talk about this because this man proceeded to punt everything. He actually kind of defended the cost to play is unavoidable but also pleasant. To what? Compared, and it's only because, like, you know, standard is unbelievably cheap, but they never feel special to own. It's like, well, they don't feel special to you, but to little Timmy but to little Timmy who opens a pack and finds a very, very powerful card for his deck. Yeah, some decks of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are cheap, but if you want to, like, take Black Wings to a YCS, you're going to need some pretty expensive cards to kind of compensate for the fact that your deck hasn't really gotten a bump in support in, like, a few years. Not to mention some of those old decks, some of these other decks, like Solomon Grades, Trick Stars, Goki, have been punched by the ban list so hard and have been power crept and still don't have their stuff back. Still have some of their stuff back there. Like, I don't think Solomon Grade was really that oppressive, to be honest, right? Which also is like, which is another thing. Let's look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks. Oop. Structure deck. Not market high to low, but like relevance. Can I get a relevance? Like, all these structure decks. The last actual good structure deck. Can I? It's not by relevance, but like, can I go by, like, set order? No? Come on. I was trying to, like, go by actual... Yeah, Sound Grade is still good. But it's nowhere near, like, full power is, considering that, you know, its structure deck is now, like, on the secondary market pushing $50. But yeah, it used to be really good. But it was the last actual, like, structure deck that was actually good. Which kind of thing I'm trying to say is, like, there hasn't really been a recent product since this came out, which was, like, 3-4 years ago. Yeah, that was, yeah. All Silent Grade's, like, best cards were in the structure deck. Like, can I search at Silent Grade? I need to look for its, like, structure deck. Yeah, here you go. A lot of its best cards outside, like, the links were in this structure deck. Can I, like, get a card list? Like Gazelle, Spinny, you know, reprints of the original Silent Grades. Kaiju, you got a Kaiju in this. You got the common Ash Blossom, which is $20. Yeah, Ash was in the structure deck. Red Resonator, which I like because I like Resonators. A Volcanic reprint. Solomon Great Circle. A freaking fantastic card. A lot of their cards, Monster Reincarnation, which is cool. A Fire King reprint. Some really good reprints. Solomon Great Roar, one of the best counter traps, in my opinion. So you had that. Goes in Match, which was a really good side deck card. You got an alt art for Heatleo, their card, common version of regular Heatleo. Mirage Stalio, which was their version of MX Saber Invoker. A reprinted Dual Commander Flame Administrator. And Banelings, one of the best Link 1s at the time. Like, a lot of this was just value. That was based, and then, as time went on, a lot of this deck got clapped by the ban list. So a deck that was, really, easy for people to kind of, buy and get 3, and, oh, I can actually go to tournament now. I don't really need all of the cards, right? With the exception of Phantasme, which, that was $100. That was a pain. But, you get what I mean. This is a good starter price for people to get into the game. And there hasn't been a good one since. Because if I look at all the other structure decks that have come out since then, let's see, the Charmers one. The Charmers one is not good. In fact, they got rid of one of its necessary reprints. A lot of its necessary reprints, but one the Designator Crossout, which was a very, very cool card. The structure deck for Ice Barriers, which the problem with this one is Ice Barriers weren't really good at any point. And a structure deck, while it basically gave them a new lease of life, didn't really give them into a competitive strategy. Since Reigns did all the structure decks, I think the closest one is the Shadal one, but this because it has so many good cards that desperately needed reprints. And then the Shadal one's the closest one. But it doesn't have the actual power in Meta Rosy that Solomon Great did. So, it's a combination of a combination of Konami effectively hard rarity bumping cards that were up to as low as commons in the OCG up to secrets in the TCG, as well as no real starting product for players, and your reprint sets can only go so back as the last 2 sets before. Can only go back to the last 2 sets. It is pricing for getting into Yu-Gi-Oh is hard, and I think it's I think this and Flesh and Blood, this game is the most disappointing thing to me because I really want to actually play this game. Let's look here, but a booster. The Unlimited is 114, but then you had a first edition. But you had first editions going for booster packs, $300, dog. $300 for a booster pack of this thing in its first printing. That's not how you get people to play your card game. If we can't even buy your product, reasonably, that's actually the trash. So, and that's what it makes me so sad about Flesh and Blood. Let's see. Let's put like high to low. Can I see? Okay, we're still good. Oh, it is something. I'm just saying. It actually is just something what happened in the flesh and blood that made people like, and people were like, oh, the whole display is 1500. Jesus, okay. A display of basically base decks, 1500 now. That's crazy. So at the end of the day, like, what I'm trying to get at is a game needs to be accessible. Needs to be accessible, and it needs to have a community that's not gonna like railroad you for making misplays all the time. That's kind of what happened with this. Also, your game should be easy to understand and have a nice difficulty to mastery. That's where this kind of last part went in. This final like part of the tweet encompasses everything that's not good for your card game. That I think really tells if your card game is actually in a healthy state. So you can't get cards because they're way too pricey unless you've got a well-paying job or you've saved your money or whatever. Like, you gotta like plan for that. Like, if you don't have like the disposable income of all these supposed like YouTubers or whatever or whoever, all these YouTubers that really ain't making enough money to sustain this current thing on just some Yu-Gi-Oh. They got another job. We all know it. But you have to have a community that treats new players as well as players who want to play casually, because casuals do matter. But also, the learning curve has to not be completely steep. I look at Vanguard, and I look how the learning curve of Vanguard was never steep enough to where I had to go hard look into the comprehensive rules. I could literally ask someone on Discord, like, hey, does this work? And they say yes or no. It's like, this is why. Okay, that's cool. That makes perfect sense. And you kept going. Vanguard is not a complicated game. It can get complicated at times, and the closest complicated thing was Time Leap and was both Time Leap and excuse me, and what was it called? Night Rose. Like, that was like the closest thing, but that was it. And I think like cards aren't accessible. Well, that was at a point where Vanguard cards weren't accessible. I remember freaking $60 Chrono Dragon next stages. Like, that was actually insane. Like, $60 next stages, you out your mind. Yeah, G cards were really expensive back in the day. And then you had and then you created, mostly because their rates were just cracked. Yeah, Luar was expensive, yeah. Mostly because the Perfect Guard was just, its Perfect Guard was just really, really good. A lot of its Perfect Guards were good. Belial was $20 as a double rare because it effectively just recurred itself. I take a minus for this, but I draw a card and then recycle, so it's a crit. So it's like, crits are always good to put in your deck, even if they go on the bottom of the deck and you don't shuffle already. But you're playing a deck that tutors, so it's gonna shuffle eventually. So So that happened. But then we had the reboot, and the reboot like slowed down that pricing. You know, in premium was the cheapest it had ever been because everybody wanted to get out. Everybody wanted to get out of premium, either leave or go to standard and play play V, and they could do that. So it's like the market was flooded, meaning prices went down, meaning if you wanted to get into premium, you that perfect chance to buy those cards. And then eventually V got expensive again. We got expensive, and some questionable gameplay decisions happened. I'll leave that for what you will. But it really did. It really got pricey again. But that's also because it didn't have a starting product at the time. All we had was the last, for a long time. No, I'm off track. I'm sorry. It really didn't help that there was no starting product for players to get into, and then COVID hit. So that was a mess. So that's why I'm like, I look at what Overdress has done, and we have 5 trial decks, one for each nation in the game, with a 6th one gonna come out by set 3 for Lyrical Monsterio. Then we've changed the ratio, so we've got rid of those like 4 per case things. We now have 4 triple rares, 4 triple rares, 4 triple rares, a guaranteed SP. Bunch of rares that are really good cards. Like your PGs are now rares. The technically still the objectively better ones. Whether you want to play them or not, it's up to you. Yeah, VRs were definitely annoying. I think one of the only 2 cases I ever went into for V was freaking was for Luard. No, I went for only 2 cases I ever went were for Luard and for set 1 Novas. So when your VR is actually like terrible, not to mention because triple rares were literally just like cents at the dime at the time. So if your VR is terrible, you either have to sell it fast or you just have to take the loss. Like, Perfect Riser was terrible. We had to build our deck around Ashura Kaiser. Ashura Kaiser was our VR. But yeah, VRs are annoying because like you had to get a card that in the case was only came at 4, so you barely got so stores barely got a playset. Oh yeah, I got mine too. I got an SVR, Ashura Kaiser. I was one of the few that only got an SVR because SVRs weren't guaranteed in the first set, so I got an SVR Ashura Kaiser. I should have sold it immediately, but I'm like, I'll try Novas. Should have sold it. So, point is, then you look at the rates for boxes. 4 triple rares for Overdress, plus 1 SP. You have 5 cards, 5 like rares or commons that can be exchanged into actually being a holo, meaning you now have a rarity bump. So if any of those cards actually become like fantastic cards, it's switch it to clan section to kind of like switch it up to be more on the Vanguard side. So it really is up to, so, there's no rarity bumps. Yeah, the full commons and rare integration is literally probably the best thing, because now you won't have like those $60 comms. Hold on, how much is a turtle? Nope, not turtle. Turtle. How much is turtle right now? $1.50, but she was like a lot. This is a common that is, $4, right? That's kind of expensive for an old common. Dreaming Dragon, $4. About to, $3 pushing $6. What the? Zeus? Did you get your account banned? Here's like since where are you from again, Spec? I forgot where you're from. But yeah, it's like a UK? Oh, I guess there was since. Oh, did this go down? Hold on, Glebnir. Oh, come on, load. Oh, this actually. Oh, it's. Well, not really. I was gonna say it survived the buyout, but not really. It's like 2 to 4 in the UK? Okay, so that's that's differences in area, but yeah, definitely just straight up. So having a bunch of those commons and having a bunch of those commons be like so pricey. I'm assuming like I'm probably gonna say like some of them, like especially like having tongue twisting myself. So having those commons and rares have like ultimate rarities is a good thing. I'm scared of what I'm about to see. I just got a thing on Discord. I'm like, I'm scared, Chief. But Soul Prices Kebab. Oh, you're talking about. Okay, but yeah, I really do appreciate having the current state of but then obviously like the unfortunate thing is reprints are going to be needed eventually. Where is this stupid PG? For example, someone had a buyout of the main Dream PG. That thing was gone, and now it's back with like $10 in a set that no one's really gonna play outside of collectors. $10. It's literally the most expensive thing next to like the high rarity bumps, which everyone wants. In fact, actually, I can say this: like Bane Dream is kind of like the best case scenario for like rares and commons and double rares. I mean, not so much double rares now since they're the second to biggest like base rarity. Cause like double rares are dang near nothing unless you were like very very like very powerful. PGs in the case. Wait, was the PG like short printed? If so, that would like make a bunch of sense. That would make a bunch more sense. Alright. That would make a bunch more sense why it got bought out and then finally got pulled back for like a bunch of money. So, but yeah, I think Bane Dream is kind of the closest because it also got a. It also, I think, had a parallel foils for like some of its commons and rares. Yeah, right here. You know, the race ceiling crit and the Kokoro, etc., etc. Kokoro, broken memories. You know this right. So it's like it's something for people to chase for max rarity, but keeps like for the most part. Let's see if I can find some of the normal rarities like actually like down. Let's go deeper. Yeah, like 10 cents for a crit that was like $9, or like 20 cents for like a $10 heal. You famous? Hey, you will. You want to get sent to the Shadow Realm? Say less. There we go. Yeah. Unfortunately, my only mod is currently the unicorns. I'm evolving. Yes, I've become Metapod now. I've gone from the Caterpie to Metapod. But no, it was just something I was thinking. Like, I didn't want to just go into like, oh, I'm just gonna spam zero, constantly just have to be the only thing. I kind of want to do something else. I want to do something else. I was like, I saw a bunch of stuff, and I was like, I saw the tweet, this tweet thread that MBT was kind of talking about, and Nim and everybody from this thing. I kind of like wanted to put into like Vanguard perspective a bit. Then I went on a rant on how expensive and Yu-Gi-Oh is more so on the TCG side because Konami America are actual pieces of crap that apparently just don't want people to play their game. Like I don't know if you were here for this. Let's see, is this the right one? Look at this. Look at this, Zeus. $68 secret rare. But in the OCG in Japan, that thing was 20 yen. 20 yen. 20 yen. And guess what it was? A common. It was a common, dog. It's like you got me all the way fucked up. Like, my goodness. Oof. Like that. It was just baffling what happened. It's like, so it's just like, that's why it's like, so I was talking about like accessibility is one important thing. Accessibility is that people can actually buy your cards. Yeah, there are some commons that are definitely way too expensive, but that's more so just because those commons were A, good on their own merit, B, usual secondary market buyouts, and C, they're pretty much old. This got rarity bumped for no reason. It got rarity bumped for no reason now, $68, and somebody's pet deck that, you know, obviously it does go into like dinosaurs, which are really good, but it's still just like, damn, how how like it didn't even like stay common and then become $68. If stayed common and it was like a short print and got $60, I might understand. I might be more concerned. It's like for like the player base, but like this is actually like this is out of like necessity because like this is like an unfortunate necessity because secret rare dino decks which are popular, all want it, probably short printed, etc. etc. Just how you gotta make your money back somewhere. You know, that actually reminds me, speaking of money back, let me look up this stupid let me go through these sets. Not deck search, no, not deck search, screw deck search. Advanced. What am I doing? I'm trying to like search for actual advanced search. Gosh dang it. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Let's see. What set was it? Was it Coded Duelist? Yeah, it was Coded Duelist. Oh man, how the mighty have fallen. You too, but now you're actually playable. Gisu. I remember sometimes it's even worse because like you look at cards that just like, why are you secret rare? Like I think Lumino is secret rare because like I think a lot of people are thinking like, oh, you know, Twilight Storms can come back because Twilight Storms were a good deck back in the day. You know, Rescue Ferret is a rescue card, which, you know, those were good back in the day. I'm trying to see, was it in here? I know there was a secret that like made me so mad. Is it still here? No, it's not here. Guy Saber, I don't know why it was a secret. Honestly, that Guy Saber being secret made no sense. Was it Pinpoint? Pinpoint Landing, I think. Was it? Yes, this Cybernetic Horizon Pinpoint Landing. This made no sense being a secret. I mean, this had made no sense being a secret. It was exactly one monster special summon from the hand to your field. You can draw one card. You're going to use it once per turn. During end phase, if you haven't drawn a card this turn, send it to the graveyard. I get what. This made no sense being a secret. It really didn't. This could have been a super or an ultra. Not a secret. Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta go use the restroom real quick. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so Blame it on this one person. Yeah, man. Hey, man. You know what? That is true. The amount of times where a car just like raises up in price because someone like randomly tops with them is actually kind of crazy. So it's kind of crazy. It's just like, dang. It's like, oh, this car was actually good the whole time. It's like, no, this person just really like tested the deck and understood what to do. Sometimes it ain't the car, it's the pilot. It's like, you take that same deck to another regional and then get stomped. I remember what DP Yugioh said. It's like you're like buying good cards does not make you better. You're still trash, just with better cards. And I kind of just like censored his version. Yeah, he's funny at the time. $50 a piece. So the problem is Yu-Gi-Oh! Already beat you to it. Ghost Rare Dark Magician $600. Primarily because the rest of the set is trash. Yeah, Red Dragoon. Red Dragoon is $90. Whatchamacallit? Access Code Talker. A card for a deck I actually want to play. $93. So Spectral. Spectral, don't you do that. But I can already tell the $93. And this is the one, this is the one of any extra deck. Because it's pretty much the most generic code talker since, what was it called? The Earth Code Talker. Let's play Blackwing. I actually brought up Blackwings earlier. Again, like, you literally missed a lot of the stuff. Thanks a lot. You should have been here. You relate to the meaty, dog. You relate to the cookout. Ooh, Sonic Mine's $1. I should pick those up. I don't have any of those. And another Positars. Wait, it was in Sacred Beast? What else is in Sacred Beast? No, I'm getting too far ahead. We're supposed to be talking about, like, bigger stuff. I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm just saying, like, you didn't say any. You weren't even around for, like, the first 30 minutes. Wow, it's been an hour already? Okay, I guess when I actually have stuff to do, it doesn't feel like a drag. Well, I mean, what was it gonna be? Yusaku in a Sky base? Like, what was? Who else were they gonna bring? They ain't got. Was it gonna be Yuya based? when they don't even play the same game anymore? Like, I'm joking because it's like you just know, like, the DM just sells. Excuse me. I had to take a good sip of that. Like, DM Duel Masters just sells, and it's crazy. I mean, I'm a Dark Magician fan too. Of course, Zootopia. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Zootopia is a good movie. I haven't watched it. There are a lot of movies I need to, like, actually watch. Like, I'm gonna, no joke. I just got around to watching the Power Rangers movie last week. That was in 2017. Sagiri, no, don't do it. Stop now while you're ahead. You're gonna fall into the depression. No, I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool. That's cool for you to start Ruby. Now you can explain. Now you can see why everyone's so crazy. I'd say I think it's probably just like I can't say anything, but I think it's just like too late for people to start Ruby. No, no, that's mean. That's mean. I mean, you can start Ruby if you want. I mean, it's free online. It's literally free online. You could. I mean, unless you like, I don't know if you can get like Rooster Teeth in the thing, but because what's this TV show? It's a web series. It was a web series. Literally, there ain't no TV about it. It was literally 5 minutes of a story. Well, that's fine, Zagiri. But yeah, I watched Power Rangers, the the, uh, the 2017 movie for the first time last week, and I gotta be perfectly honest, I kind of liked it. I actually kind of liked a lot of what it wanted to do, because a lot of people think of Power Rangers as like the original Mighty Morphin, the oh, we just fight crime, everything, we're teenagers with attitude. But then again, like, I think about it, like, wait, y'all they have no attitudes. Y'all didn't even have parents. Y'all didn't even have parents on screen. Your parents were Bulk and Skull and Eddie the Juice Man. That's all you had. But like later Power Rangers seasons, yeah, I know, too soon, RIP. But like later seasons, like more so like near the tail end of Disney, were more focused on actually giving like the characters some actual depth, and I think the movie tried to like take more into that. Ah, good old times. Yeah, I want to start. Good times, good times. But yeah, I really uh got the power. I really did enjoy Power Rangers a lot. I think we need to move on to like the second thing I want to talk about, and it's more so just like it was like a news that came up today. But I looked at it, and like having a little bit of discussion, I kind of came to the conclusion of I don't know what to think. Yeah, but I don't know what to think about it, and that is the Gate Ruler news, which is Gate Ruler, which if you don't know, is a upcoming TCG that was created by the creator Buddy Fight, Ikeda, and there's some, and it's coming to English, and they made actual note that if all mixing languages would be legal in tournaments, which is cool. That's actually a cool thing, because like if you've as a thing, it's like that's cool. Like if you've bought your Japanese product early but want to play with like English sets, or you want to get cards in English because card A might be cheaper, etc. Or like in the future, if you want to like go English the rest of the way, you can still use your Japanese sets without having to like any issues. That's cool. But then another thing came up, and I'm gonna look at this video from Ibo Academy. He's a Gate Ruler and like Gate Ruler Buddy Fight Vanguard YouTuber. Can I? Oh, he put the infographics, so I could probably just look at these instead. So the rarity breakdown for booster sets came out as well. And what it is like, booster set breakdown. There's 63 kinds of 1 stars, 30 kinds of 2s, 17 3s, 17 4s, 74 Ls, and it's unknown amount of secrets, which is 133 unique cards. More stars, higher rarities. 1 pack contains 10 cards. A box contains 36 packs, and a card contains 6 boxes. So a case is 6 boxes. So now 2 3 foils a pack. Most packs have one high rated card and a 3-star or higher. A box is roughly, it will be about 75 foils. 22 3 stars, 15 4 stars, 2 LRs or higher, 1 LR UR. I don't really know what that means. I guess it's like this is pretty much all like the high rarities for 3-star and up for all cards in Gate Ruler. So, going with the assumption that there's actual like names. Yeah, Legend Rare and Ultra Rare. One Legend Rare, Ultra Rare, and then one Legend Rare, Ultra Rare. So it's 35 high rarity pack cards in boxes like 36. So you're pretty much, so it's effectively like you are getting a foil regardless. And breaking the case, I'm not really gonna go into that. Oh wait, they also said they're here. Multiple ratios guaranteed. This is from one whole case. So they talk about set 1. So set 1 and 2. Set 1, Star Decks 1 and 2. In the Japanese release, there were 2 separate versions of set 1. But for the English release, there's no high rarity pack. Instead, the cards that were in this product in the Japanese version are randomly inserted into our booster packs. About 1 per pack. That means full decks. Okay, I see. So it's actually more than, because the 34 trial deck cards can be. So the trial deck is actually in the set. The trial deck is actually in the set, and you can actually pull like high rarity versions on it. Okay. Right explanation. This is all the rarity stuff. You look for gold stars like right around here, etc., etc. Tells you everything. So basically, what happened is, and I think it should be around here. According to, is there something that could like help here? Kind of like look through this video to help here. What has effectively happened is, hey man, but what effectively is like excuse me. Apparently to a lot of people, there are actually these pull rates. If I can go back to these actual like race and ratios are apparently better than what they got in Japanese, which to me is crazy. So originally I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, hey, you get to use the cards you imported from set 1 or maybe set 2, and you can go English all the way. But now that the English pull rates are arguably better than the Japanese pull rates, now you've got an issue of, now you've got a question, is this going to hurt the Japanese side of things, because now their cards are actually harder to pull than in English, and are they going to change the ratios later? And then are they going to change the ratios later, or for the later sets, or what, to be similar to English? We won't know until they announce what's going on with set 3, which, since set 2 just passed, set 3 should be announced at some point soon. So now it's the question of like, is it going to be like Japanese players are probably going to import from English because they can get cards here, everything, these might be cheaper, so we're in like a reverse Weiss situation where the English side is probably cheaper for once. Excuse me. So I think that's a pretty interesting conversation, but it kind of leads to the point of, it won't mean anything if Gate Ruler doesn't get off the ground. And I don't want to be like, oh, Gate Ruler is gonna die. I don't want to be saying like straight up like, oh, I don't think Gate Ruler's gonna make it. But for lack of a better phrase, I don't think Gate Ruler's gonna make it in English. Primarily because I think just it feels too fast for them to already say like, hey, it's time for Gate Ruler to release in English. You know, we got all the pull rates, we got all the information here, etc., etc. It just feels too early, combined with all the other previous problems. Like, if anyone doesn't know, the Ikeda, like the Buddy Fight creator and the Gate Ruler creator, said he was stepping back and basically not really touching the game. So your big name has said, I'm kind of dipping, basically just said I'm dipping out. Then there's also like controversy about, you know, him getting sued by Bushiroad for various reasons. And then there's like a Nazi scare and all that, etc., etc. But effectively, some things happened and he pulled out, and it's a long line of Gate Ruler's gonna do Buddy Fight Parallels again. Yeah, it was like, it shouldn't be happening this soon. Like, the game hasn't even released in English, and I don't think anyone really knows outside the people who played Buddy Fight what this game is. Which is already a problem because Buddy Fight in the West was already very, very small. So, you know, lack of marketing. Yes, lack of marketing. They don't even have an English Gate Ruler page, do they? Gate. I need to look up Gate Ruler English. Oh, they do have like they have a Gate Ruler like Europe. They do have like some Twitter, but like Gate Ruler Europe, but like not like an English. You know, it's basically the English one, but yeah, it doesn't have the word of mouth because your word of mouth are people who are part of a who are, you know, part of an already small game, an already niche game. Like, we're talking like, if we say like Bushiroad didn't really do a bunch of no, I'm not adding access code to the card, but no, we're talking about like you know, if we thought Bushiroad didn't, you know, market their games well, despite the fact they had an anime, multiple ads on YouTube, etc., etc., and could, you know, at least like piggyback off the back of, hey, we're connected to Car Fight Vanguard, which is already like very starting to get really big. It couldn't. Gate Ruler doesn't have any of that. And that's my unfortunate issue with the state of Gate Ruler is I don't know how long it's going to survive. In English, at least. I think it's going to survive longer in JP because it's JP. Of course, it's going to survive. But I have no idea how English is going to do, and we're a week away. Like, we are, like, Gate Ruler officially releases next week. I haven't heard any pre-release thing. I don't think I've seen any news about like a pre-release, about like, hey, etc., etc. Like, it is very, very small. Yeah, we weren't getting Xenoblade. That actually weirds me out how that happened. The heck is this? Okay. Like, it got off the actual like things. I'm like, what? My music track got changed up. Well, that well, you're not wrong, man. Like it's hard to get like people who have played Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh out of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I actually like looked at freaking who said who said this? There was actually a tweet I saw. Like yeah, it's like this tweet right here was exactly what made me like think about like players. Like the nostalgia Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic is so strong that they, you know, that's like keeping in the game. But otherwise, you look at Magic, it's like, nah, I would never touch another game. But because I'm already so deep in this game, I'm probably not gonna touch another game. I would never touch this game because I'm so deep in this game. I'm never gonna touch another game. So that was that was like a tweet that like really actually kind of put the point. Okay. Ooh. So yeah, Vanguard, Vanguard got lucky. Yeah, like Vanguard, Vanguard actually like got a bunch of Vanguard got a combination of right place, right time because its its audience Yu-Gi-Oh, its audience was usually Yu-Gi-Oh players, the more anime like Yu-Gi-Oh players looked at the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh and like what, I'm dipping, and went to Vanguard. This is why we have a bunch of like old Yu-Gi-Oh players in the Vanguard community, etc., etc. But I'm losing the plot here. Effectively, you don't. I don't think it has a strong community. It does, right? Like, let's see. Can I zoom in here? Yeah, let's zoom in here real quick. I look at this image and it's like, this is not Blood Hope. Gate Ruler TCG Worldwide Trade and Discussion. 291 members. There are literally less people on, I'm assuming, the Facebook group than there are like to this I'm assuming VTuber's YouTube channel. Like everyone who plays Gate Ruler is subscribed to this channel and see, and they still ain't a thing. Like there's about like 300 people who know about Gate Ruler. And I can't even, let me look at Vanguardians. Vanguardians Facebook. The Global Cardback Group, let's see, 27.5k members. That's been thing it's over years. But if we look at let's see, where's Buddy Fight? The referring creature card. Buddy Fight, 4.5k members. What is this? Oh God, it erased everything. It didn't do just that. It did every like YouTube thing. So okay, that scared me. Oh yeah, I ain't even gotten to Build Divide. I completely forgot about Build Divide existing. Is the question, is everyone who's interested in Buddy Fight interested in Gate Ruler? Yeah, it's like, I mean, obviously, like, if a game dies, a lot of people aren't really gonna all migrate to everything, especially if Buddy Fight was already a small thing. So obviously, like, when you have a community migrate to the community, you're gonna lose people. And then you have to think about, in English, the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic is so ingrained into the cultural zeitgeist it's hard to rip people from those games. And then people are trying to be like, oh, it's also like all the trading card game like cultural landscape is already so flooded. You again, Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh. Then you've got Pokemon, which when people can actually buy their cards, it's still a big game. You've also got Vanguard. Overdress is still coming, regardless of what they not. Overdress is still gonna come regardless of the thing. And then Digimon, when you can also buy product, is also a big thing. And then people are also saying Flesh and Blood might pop off. Think now that they finally decided to like unlimit cards. So you already got 6 games off the rip. Yeah, it feels like a pyramid scheme, especially when like you look at all the stuff that Judo is posting on Discord about it. It's like Flesh and Blood just doesn't seem real, and I really want to like that game. Excuse me. But anyway, go check Aibo. He does Yu-Gi-Oh! And not Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh God. He would punch me in the face and say that. He does Vanguard and Vanguard, Gate Ruler, and Vanguard, Gate Ruler, and some Butterfly content. Check them out. Let's move on. Was there other like news things? I don't think there's any like real news thing for Gate Ruler. Oh, they announced the English set 2. Okay. Interesting. Wait a second. Huh? I mean, I know it's not very... Huh? Huh. That's interesting. I've never seen a... I've never seen a Twitter tweet. What? That... Huh. Hold on. Hold on. That's actually kind of interesting. Let me post this in the other Discord. I need to I'm missing a bunch of stuff in this Discord too, so. But yeah, no. I've never seen a TCG account actually tweet a bunch of info from a site that's supposed to be that's doing their job. A random VTuber and Aibo. I've never seen that from an official account before. Like I've noticed they do fan tweet fan art and everything, but I've never seen that before. So that's interesting. But anyway, I really hope Gate Ruler survives. Yeah, it's not super large company. So, that's definitely they could get away with that more. Well, get away with it, quote unquote. So it is pretty interesting. What time is it? It's almost been 2 hours. Jeez. Huh. Oh yeah, and then on security. What was that? Build divide. Build divide TCG. Yeah, yeah. I'd rather like I'd wait for that. Let's see. So Silicon Era, you know, is announced. Got announced. What? Five? Oh, 5 days ago? Dang, later than I thought. So it's an Aniplex said, we're getting into the TCG product too. Build Divide. Because it's TCG and original anime. Build Divide. Code Black, and it's from the the creator Kakaguri, and his brother who did the light novels. Lighten Films. Lighten Films is an animation studio that's involved, and Yuhodo are also involved. I have no idea who Yuhodo is. So it's gonna be about uh, Teruto Kurabe and Shinkyoto, where one's ability as a build divide TCG player determines your. Oh no. Oh Jesus. Then we have two covers. The first cover started October 2021 and April 2022. I'm. Is it me? Fun fact: Lighten Films did Neon Side movie. Apparently, Yuhodo was pulling the stringers. I actually was pulling up. I was trying to like see, you know, the studio that works. Senyu Aira, Senyu 2. They're relatively newer studio in terms of like their television series. What's Senyu? Because you want to know that Senyu. So look at. I'm gonna look that up. I'm kind of like. I'll be interested to it. Airu, Miss Monochrome. They did. They did Terraformars. Oh no. Now, granted, that was like there was Terraformars Revenge in 2016. Konojo to Konojo no Neko. Everything flows. Mother? Oh, it's a prequel spin-off to Alternative. That's an interesting name. Put on there. They did. Berserk. Wait. Is that the CG? Hold on. No, 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 no. Oh no. 2016. Wait. Oh Jesus, no. Wait, is it? Yeah, it was 2016. They did Berserk 2016. Oh no. Then did Akashic Records. Killing Bites. Oh, but can't show down. I gotta get off of that. The Killing Bites. Hanebado. Which, I saw Hanebado's like images. Likes. Spec Ops Asuka. they're doing Cells of Work Code Black because the other was doing regular Cells of Work. They're now doing Tokyo Revengers, and where is Saikyo Zerin is. Okay, so this could be. This looks the original teaser looks good, but then again, the teaser of Attack on Titan season 4 looked fantastic, and you know that didn't exactly like look to everyone's expectations. Even though I thought it was fire, personally. But here's the trailer. My thing is the anime feels very generic in terms of like its premise. Oh, being a TCG player determines your status. And if you beat the king, you get a free wish. So it's like, your life's determined by this card game. Now go fight the king to get the Dragon Balls. And in 2 hours, for October 21st, 2nd, April 2022, here's the thing. I kind of like the main dude's jacket. The jacket looks heat. I believe that's a guy. I think that's his like signature card. So I want to kind of hold off on the game until we get more info. But the issue is the anime itself feels very generic, even if like the animation looks good. And the biggest thing to me is, if like you putting up the fun fact about Lightning Films and Yugioh, which is right here. They have some information. I think they have some news about White Schwartz. I think they're connected to White Schwartz, but it feels to me like this is like Anaplex's answer to Overdress. I'm not saying it's based completely on Overdress, but it feels very similar to Overdress. A new card game. The people who are involved have some connection to to Vanguard in some way. And it seems just like very, very like interestingly timed. So I don't know about the anime, but I want to know more about the card game first before I finally make a snap judgment on it. But I don't know anything about the card game, so I can't really get hyped for it, right? Yeah, like wait and see, like, because it's also going into an issue. It's also going to, again, another. Also, it's like, is it coming out in English too? That's another thing. It's like, is it going to try and come out in English? We don't know. We have to wait and see if it doesn't flop in Japan first. Excuse me, take a drink. I think that's definitely interesting. Was there any other like news that came out? I don't think so. I think that's pretty much all the like the TC news I know that's like kind of like hit my mind, right? Huh. Interesting. Well, anyway, I might start doing this on like Saturday nights, just like have like a Saturday afternoons of just being like, just sitting back and like talking about like, some TCG like news and comments, things like a point thing. Just have like a nice podcast-ish like stream instead of just like, oh, let me stream Zero, get upset. I think I decided to start streaming, but yeah, it's like just stream Zero. We playing League. Oh god, don't. I love all the memes that are coming out thanks to. I think people are like, all the memes about League now. It's like, man, watching people play League, it's like you see that old man smiling, and then playing League itself, and you just see depression on his face. I would look for it, but play Near Replicant. I want to play Near Replicant. I just, don't want to buy it like off the rip right now. I want to wait. I want to wait to see if they Did you not play the original Nier, Matt? Yeah, that's why I'm like, I want to wait for the PC version to kind of get like a good patch and a sale. That'd be nice. I'd take a sale. Play Automata. I think there's only like 5 endings. Like, I think you don't get to play it 5 times, but you get to also like, I think it also like starts you from second playthrough onwards, like halfway through the story. Yeah, so like it starts you like halfway through at like the point where it's like now everything else changes. Here you go. So that's good. You don't have to like start all the way from the beginning. I think in the meantime, probably just like I think I'll probably just like want a comforter game. Speaking of comfy, I don't know why this is more comfortable, but I actually finally decided to touch a KOF 14 again. And by again, I mean for real this time, because I bought it like years ago at like a sale. It was like $20 for like the Steelbook edition. So I was like, oh, $20 Steelbook at like the mom and pop's like game store. I was like, let me cop that. Put it in, turned it on, and immediately got turned off by the designs. Hold on, let me look up KOF 14 images. KOF 14. I saw the roster. I was scared by the roster, but also my Jesus Christ, what the heck is this? No, I'm just saying like the faces just look jank, and I've seen these characters like in passing. So when I saw like other games that had, it's like, man, they all look like he looks like he got turned into like a bad action figure, and he already looks actually depressed. He actually looked depressed. What's this for? Let's look at the Wikipedia. Was there a graphical update? I don't remember. For an after update. What update? Okay. Yeah, it's like 14 just looked janked originally. So I was just like, I'm good, Chief. And then I finally popped it in. And I was like, okay, let me just mess around with some characters I've seen. I started looking at some characters that I saw in in the KF 15 stuff. And one character I actually really liked, surprisingly enough, is Athena. Yeah, we need to get you a PS4 at 5, Matt. Like, you deserve it. I mean, as far as like, I like her gameplay. Her gameplay is definitely like, oh, Steam Golden. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. The question is Grand Blue on the Steam sale? Because if it ain't, oh boy. That game ain't never been on sale. I'm surprised. Like, it's like, man, Grand Blue makes me depressed with how like mishandled that game just kind of got. because like it could have been fire, and then all of a sudden they just straight up then like all of a sudden they just straight up it just fumbled the bag. Like I look, like the season pass is $35. Season pass 2 is $35. It's never really on sale, whether it's on PS4 or Steam. And then you added a battle pass to it. What? Battle pass for a fighting game? Now, granted, it's more cosmetic, but it's still just like, that'd be cool if like it was on sale, like Street Fighter. Heck, I like, let me tell you right now, you know, people aren't gonna like it, but like I say, literally is like this. Like if someone asked me like, hey, if you came to me asking for, you know, what fighting game do I want to play, you know, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle or Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and you said, you know, you want the complete version of both of those games, but you know, and like, you know, you want to be relatively simple, I'd say get Cross Tag, because that always goes on sale. You could literally go on sale, like you go on like PSN and like buy you Cross Tag on PS4. The PC port is just janked and still hasn't been fixed in 2 years. But like, you could buy it on PS4 for $20, $30. All DLC. Season 1, Season 1.5, Season 2. You know, all of that whole game. That game that was at EVO, that actually had 2 EVOs, including the one Sunday slot. $30 max. Buy it, you got the whole game, including story update DLC if you want to do some single player content. So Grand Blue basically costs $200 for everything right now, and that's not counting the fact that there's more likely going to be a 3rd season pass. Like, at least Street Fighter's had 5 season passes, but they've gone on sale multiple times, and the base game has a way for you to actually like update to get all the things if you just got the original, never touched it, and want to buy this new version, you know, etc., etc. But yeah, like I played, yeah, it's like, but anyway, back to KOF. You know, I played is it like just story team, cool. Where's the cast? I'm trying to think. Characters. What character am I missing? I'm looking for her. But like, you know, Athena was the first, was a character I like. I like Kula. I tried out Yuri. And there's like one more character if I can find her. Ah, yes, Mion. Mion was like the last character. Was a character. Oh, she was a new character? She was an SNK tag team? I haven't tried everyone, man. I went through story mode once with Mion, Kula, and Athena. I haven't gotten to like all the others yet. So, you know, I'll get to them. I'll get to them eventually. You know, I'm hoping Mion is in KOF 15 because I really do like her gameplay. You know, I also hope Athena's in because I like her gameplay too. I find her gameplay is definitely weird because like her fireballs are backwards. She's a back fireball, which is like, huh. She doesn't really have a forward fireball, which is like, it's very very interesting. You know, I think I'm just kind of like rambling on. King is all pretty good. Again, I'll try. Like that's probably next. She's probably next on my list. She's probably next on the list. You know, basically just scouting KOF 14 to figure out if I want to, if I do buy KOF 15, because there's a big thing with that. You know, about the controversy between like, the person who bought SNK and their shady dealings, etc. etc. So if I do buy it, I want to like to at least like go through 14 and see like which characters I actually do like. Excuse me, I was dying. But yeah, I think I've been here long enough. I think we'll probably call it here for now. It's a pretty thing. I need to make like a goodbye screen. So for right now, you get still Kea with good old homegirl like right there. Let me see. Is there anyone I could like go and raid? Like who's? Let's see. Who's online actually? I could probably like send L2 and whatnot. Let's see. Oh, Calistio's on. Is there anyone playing Zero on? Oh God, that tea went into my pipe. Wow, I'm actually the only person really online. Well, that's awkward. Lady's on, but she's in late spoilers. Well, doesn't seem there's anyone around, so I guess we're just gonna have to go out like this. So, think y'all. Hold on, just a second. Yeah, no, I really get out of here. Like I can't even cough right. But anyway, thank y'all for. I'll try. I'll go get a cough drop. I should have got one like before I started streaming, but whatever. And thank y'all for pulling up, come to the stream. I appreciate that. So I'll I'll try to be back before next Saturday, because I think I'll probably just like start streaming like in the Saturday afternoons and just start chilling. But I'll definitely try to be back before next Saturday and actually like stream some Zero, because like next Saturday is what? Oh, next Saturday is actually like a new set. What is the next? Hold on, just a second. What is the next Vanguard Zero set? What is the next Vanguard Zero set? See, Fighters Gotcha. So so I think definitely Bishop Outbreak, which was set 12. Does it not tell me? Wait, what the? Jesus, these guys just really did nothing. Man, they done left this wiki go to hell. Oh goodness. Okay. Let me see. What was the set after crying on, which is a catastrophic outbreak? Children grab dimensional lead trigger aqua force. Yeah, catastrophic outbreak, and then the next set is so it'll be set. It will be set 14's iteration, which is Blink Strike, which was there was the Royals, Golds, Genesis, some more Kagero, and Narukami. And no, not Murakumo. I think we will get the Murakumo event by that point too. So okay, so that definitely seems like an interesting month. We'll get the Murakumo event next month, so that'll be something. So I guess basically, if I don't stream before next Saturday, I guess next Saturday we do like a pack opening for set 14, and then go pack opening for set 14, and more just random talking about trading cards. All right, now let's actually go back to the end game. So anyway, thank y'all for coming. I will actually probably put this up. I will more likely kind of split this up into like two parts. The first part will be for the Yugioh kind of rants, and the second part will be kind of like a small talk on Gate Ruler. I'll probably put the whole VOD on YouTube completely, and then like chop those up for like smaller things. So follow the YouTube, follow me on Twitter. I sometimes tweet, but mostly just like we tweet fan art about trails, fighting games, etc., etc. Whatnot. Anyway, and if you want, join the Discord. I ain't done nothing with it, but it's nice for like somebody to like, hey, just pull up. Anyway, with that being said, thank you all so much for coming. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Have a good night.